Hi, guys. It's us. We're here. We're back, bitch.
Cheers.
Chapter 2. Welcome. Thank you, Sithy, for the 16 months. Hi, Raffle. Hello, Ad, wherever you are in the universe. Let's start with introductions. We all go in order on the overlay. Aleph. Muted.
Muted. Still muted.
Still muted.
Don't worry, guys. We're technically perfect.
Did I mess with our sound settings?
No.
We'll go to Mornian.
Oh, hi, I'm Mornian. You can find me here on Saturday mornings, being Moss, or typically in basically anybody else's here channel being a general butthole. That's pretty much the end of my spiel.
Joel.
It's me, playing neck, doing things, wrecking spines. Got him.
Bones.
Hi, it's me, LittleBones309, your favorite indie gamer here on Twitch.tv. And over here on Saturdays, I'm Olenya, who is now convinced everybody in this party works for her.
Yep, that's exactly what happened last session. Jay, do we?
Hi.
There we
Am I
go.
Here?
Yes.
Great. I changed no sound settings. I just had to turn it off and turn it back on again.
That would be.
Hi. I'm Jay. I play Aleph Sansei. You can find me on social medias at the Yellow Cubes, and I guess I stream sometimes, so you can find me there too. But I play that character, and she's just here, and she got hired. Until
She's
there's a
making
better
money
deal.
now?
I'm making money, and it's like okay money.
You might get a new pair of boots? Like,
I need the new pair. That's not
you know,
negotiable.
it's getting a little moist down there. You're getting a little worried.
Don't like it. Okay, I gotta deal with that.
And hi guys, I'm Myriad. This is my channel, so if you're here, hi, welcome. I usually play a whole lot of various games on this channel, and I DM this game, and maybe more games in the future, who knows. Yes, this is All We've Lost. Does anyone want to attempt a recap? If you attempt a recap, I'll give you an inspo point.
I can recap.
Okay.
So we meet our party, with the caravan. They've been traveling northwards. We start with everybody just kind of hanging out in camp, and then some bandits came. It was very rude. They tried to steal from, well, they did steal from us. One particular leader of the bandits, who we later find out is named Adon, is a complete dickhead and a little bit beefy. Olenya tries to seduce him into stopping the banditry. It's not working. It is a fight ensues. Neck crumples a man. And then we meet some guards, and we go into Kumdov and meet the Lord there, who then tasks us to find out and dismantle this band of banditry. Upon finding the bandits, we realize very quickly these people are under some sort of charm of Adon, and Adon is not who he seems to be. After speaking with some of these refugees, these northern refugees, because we do know there is a war going on, Olenya tries to again seduce Adon, and come to find out he's a fucking spooky changeling guy. And then we wreck his shit. Then we Olenya convinces the people to go south to Solaris, where she is from, to find refugees or refuge there. And then we camp out for the night and set out back to Kumdov to retrieve our reward from the Lord of Kumdov.
Amazing. That's exactly what happened. Olenya, take your inspo point.
You go, girl.
You go, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyway, the party, we will begin with the party returning to Kumdov. what do you want to do first once you return to the city? I would say it's probably... You guys would have left fairly early in the morning. So I would say it's probably like maybe 11 a.m., 12 p.m.
Elenia
afternoon.
She wants to get paid.
Okay.
First and foremost. So
Yes.
she would mention to the party, perhaps we go see the good lord of this city and retrieve our payment.
I am not opposed to that.
Sounds good.
Wonderful.
So you guys will make your way to Farador Castle. The guards will recognize you right away as you stroll across the bridge and sort of gesture you in. You know the way to Lord Alon's sitting room, and the guards outside of the room will nod to you and open the door, allowing you to walk into the room that you had previously met Lord Alon in.
Well, my lord. I'm assuming he's just sitting, vibing.
Yes, he's probably sitting at his table. Probably, as you had met him before the previous day when he was just finishing up his breakfast, he is probably just finishing up his lunch right now, so he hastily pushes his plate away. You've returned. What news have you brought?
Well, I'll allow you.
Oh, no, it's fine. Well, we've vanquished the bandits quite heroically. We've sent these refugees back south. Further south to Solaris.
So I just want to let everyone know you now have 2 advantages thanks to Ad and Raffle.
Oh, thank you.
Can I ask a quick game question?
Yes?
Do any advantages from last week carry over?
Yes, you are in charge of keeping track of your own advantages. I am not doing that.
I have 7.
Yep.
I have 6 because I used one.
I have 5.
So I'm sorry, Elenia, what did you just say?
We've sent your refugees back down further to Solaris. I'm sure Lord Crane will have space for them. But nevertheless, no bandits will be banditing about.
He kind of pats his mouth with a napkin. They were refugees, you said?
Yes. And turned away by you.
He sort of leans back in his chair, just like rubbing at his face, clearly uncomfortable with the way this conversation's going. Well, as you know, the war has impacted many people, including us here in Comdove. We cannot accommodate every person that comes south. We have accommodated many, but we cannot accommodate all of them. And he looks like he wants to say something, and he sort of like bites his tongue. He bites back. We cannot accommodate everyone is the problem.
No, I suppose you can't, but I wonder what favor Lord Crane will garner by taking in these refugees. I can't help but think of that.
Well, I'm sure he'll receive some sort of favor from the Meyerborn family. A lot of those are his people.
Interesting. Anyway, can we get paid now?
He will gesture to his right hand, the same woman you saw again yesterday, and she will return back into his office and come out with a tray with 4 pouches of gold, and hold them out for you.
It's 100 gold each, right?
100 gold each, yes.
Thank you. Should you need our services further, we may be available.
Well, I will certainly look for you if needed. Hopefully you won't be needed again, given you have
I'm not saying for the
sent
same
them-
job, but for additional jobs.
Well, let's hope that we don't get any more bandits in the area. A tray of just 4 gold coins. Yes, you just got a tray of 4 gold coins.
They're really thick, though.
Thickums.
Stacked.
Is that all
You,
then?
if I may, you seemed uneasy at the thought of turning away refugees.
Well, I want to help people. These are still my people. These are still people of Tirfian. I want to help them, but I need to think of people in Komdov first.
Do I feel like he's telling the truth?
Insight.
You can insight check him, yeah.
Okay. Damn it, I didn't go. This is gonna be a bad night. No, I don't know shit. I got a 5.
Anyone who wants to insight, go ahead.
I got a nat 20, baby. So total, I got 26.
He is definitely telling the truth. Thus far, he has sort of been nothing less than genuine to you guys. He seems like a lord who is just tired of the war, tired of the what it's costing in, both gold and lives. From the previous session, he has sent a lot of his standing army up to the war, which includes a lot of his own guards that would usually be in the castle. And perhaps there might be a little frustration with and this is because you have a nat 20, there's frustration with those above him and their lack of guidance in how to deal with the refugees and how to deal with everything with the war.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Well, may I approach, my lord?
I'll gesture for you to come up to him.
She's going to lean over the table and whisper something to him, and I will message that to you privately because I don't want anybody else to know.
Okay.
Waiting. I'm gonna look at Moss.
Yes.
You know where to get good food? I'm really hungry. I didn't want
don't-
to say anything earlier, but I'm starving.
I believe Elenia had said something about going to a local brothel. They typically sell food there.
Oh, I didn't know that actually.
They have typically a whole tavern set up. We'll see. If not,
I
we
don't
can go to an actual tavern.
Okay, I didn't have to look at people though. They're right.
I mean, you have to look at people everywhere we go.
but like naked people.
It's possible. It's a brothel after all, but typically they do most of that behind closed curtains or
Right.
doors, at least in a corner, depending on the
Yeah,
quality of the
I'll
brothel.
mentally prepare for that then. I'll
Yeah,
mentally
just,
prepare.
you know
for
what?
that.
If you get uncomfortable, close your eyes and put your hand on my shoulder. I'll just lead you around. It'll be fine.
All right. Thanks, man.
Absolutely.
Elenia,
Mhm.
Lord Alon leans back and looks you up and down. And he will say back to you, perhaps I will find myself in the embrace of a lady in the future.
She'll smile and sort of give a light nod and a curtsy to him and say, perhaps you will.
And could you please roll me a history check?
Ooh. Oh, I can't not roll well.
You have 7 advantages.
No, I did. I rolled an
Okay.
18.
Okay.
Plus 3, so 21.
You would know that the local brothel, the best brothel in Komdov, is called the Ladies' Embrace.
Elenia will she'll just curtsy and nod, and she'll kind of take her kerchief, which is the color gold, and she sort of just flutters about, trying to catch Moss's eye, and he'll know that she's signaling like this is a wealthy potential client.
Moss is just gonna smile back.
Until we meet again, my lord. And then she'll turn and return back to the party and say, you said it's the ladies' embrace?
Yes.
Moss,
Yes.
let's find a place to rest for this evening, and perhaps I will find work to pay my new employees.
Well, do we have any idea where it is?
Would I have an idea of what part of the city it's in?
I would say you would not. You've
Okay.
only ever heard of it. You've not been to Comdov before, so I would say you probably would not know exactly where it
Okay.
is.
Oh, I'm sure we can ask around.
Oh, it won't be a problem. Shall we then?
We shall.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just hungry. I was telling Moss earlier, I almost
We
bit into paper.
Oh,
we
my
will
dear.
get you some
Like-
food.
All right,
Oh.
thanks.
My darling. She's gonna take her 100 gold that she had received from Lord Aelon and drop the pouch into Aelif's hands. 100 now, and then if you do great work with me, perhaps bonuses will be in the near future for you. And your boots. I'll pay for those this evening.
Oh, you should get some
Right.
very fancy boots with fur.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I thought there's some really nice leather pins with like an apple stamped on the side that I really liked. I thought those were kind of nice. So
I feel like the whole club will be looking at you.
The whole
yeah,
brothel.
Well,
Um,
shall we make our way?
So you know that it is early afternoon. Brothels typically don't tend to open until later in the evening. So that means you do have some time if you would like to explore the town, if you'd like to go to any stores, if you'd like to go to any taverns. What would you like to do?
Well, Olenio first wants to find out where this brothel is and get Aelif some food. So I guess finding the nearest tavern would probably be first priority.
very
Aelif,
Yes.
roll me a history check.
Okay. That is a D12. That is not the right one.
You're really cutting yourself to the
I'm
hamstrings there.
That is going to be where's my history? 18 plus
Okay. You've been to Comdov before,
Okay.
at least briefly in your past, and you know of a very good tavern. In fact, the Flaming Goblet.
I hope that means a good thing. Yeah, I'll good food.
Good food, usually good company, good entertainment. It is one of the more well liked taverns in Comdov.
Great. I'll look at everyone and go, I know a place. It's great, and I'm pretty sure you can ply your trade, but I'll point at Moss. I think that's like
Well,
Like
anyway, I
odd
can make some
people.
spare coin.
and they've got good food.
That's a
Made a
plus.
note of it.
Well,
I'll be more in for the drinks, but I'm down either way.
Okay.
I would suggest trying the food.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll take them to what's it called again?
The
Flaming
Flaming Goblet.
Okay.
So, you lead them through the cobbled streets of Comdov to where you know the Flaming Goblet resides. Flaming Goblet is one of the local haunts of Comdov, and it's a well-kept establishment. From the outside, it looks welcoming, warm, and rustic. It fits in with the other vibrantly colored buildings around it, being painted a brilliant orange, and though it's hard to see through the darkened windows, you can hear music and chatter coming from within. You enter.
I will just push open the door and go in first and make sure that it's not a bad place. I want to make a good impression.
As you enter the tavern through the thick wooden door, you're greeted by the smell of cigar smoke and whatever delicious meal is being cooked in the kitchens in the back of the building. The bartender is working up a sweat behind the bar, but still manages to welcome you with a friendly nod, and he sort of does a double take at you, Ilif, and then gives you an even bigger smile and a wave. You know this man. This is Lakin Skylander. He is a fellow member of the Ring of Ash. Wooden pillars support the upper floor and huge lanterns are attached to them. The walls are packed with all sorts of memorabilia, most likely collected by the owner. You can see a small gray cat trotting around, weaving in between tables, though the patrons seem to pay it no mind. Behind the bar, you can see mugs washing themselves, a bit of conjuration magic at play. The tavern itself is packed. Groups belonging to some kind of organization, Aleph, you would recognize the organization. The others, however, you're unsure. Seem to be the primary clientele here. Several long tables are occupied by members of this group who seem to be identifiable by splashes of red being worn on their person, either in the form of a bandana secured around their head, a sash around their waist, or a scarf around their neck. They all seem to be enjoying food and drink. The other, smaller tables are occupied by people who seem to be enjoying themselves, perhaps a bit too much. You have heard rumors that this tavern is a well-loved spot, Aleph, and judging by all of the women lining the stools on the bar, leaning close to the bartender as he makes his rounds, it's probably due to his good looks.
I don't see it, but all right.
If you knew who the face claim for this bartender is, you would say differently.
Tell me.
It's
me
Pedro
with it.
Pascal.
Fuck! Got me.
Luca.
I've arrived. All right.
I'm
All right.
arriving.
Yeah, I'll just like usher everyone to where the bar is, and I'll like shove one of them out of the way, like one of the girls,
one of the women. Yeah.
Yeah.
She kind of so rude.
Right.
Snatches her drink off the bar and puffs away.
La-dee-da, I guess. Lock it. Friend.
He like
buddy.
leans on the bar. Aleph.
Hi. Do you perhaps have food and drink for my friends that is very good?
For you and your friends, of course.
Wonderful. And I'll like look back and what do you want? I'll pay. I got paid today.
Elenia will sort of look him up and down and give a smile to Aleph, like, oh, do you know this man? And wine, if you have it. And no food for me. I'm fine. Thank you.
Got it. The rest of you?
I'll have what she's having.
Any food for you?
Feast.
Sure, I'll take some food. I did have a question. And this is to you, GM, DM.
Yep.
Is there entertainment currently occurring?
Yes. There's a tiny little stage in the corner, and you see a little white Kenku strumming away at a lute.
Right. And, Aleph, can you take that to a table for me? I'm gonna go see if I can't have some fun.
Yeah, all right.
And, Moss will approach the stage.
Everyone has another advantage.
Great. I'm gonna ask. Let me.
I'm gonna need a bigger sheet of paper.
I'm just writing them down. You know, like when you do addition.
I should
That's all I'm doing.
hash marks, yeah.
I just pinned one comment of inspiration counter in my private chat with her, and I just edited it.
That's probably a better idea.
Nice.
Anyway.
Can I ask him before anyone else after everyone else goes, friend buddy, do you have any small things I can do.
You're looking for a job.
I'm kind of on one, but it's more like an escort, and I'm just looking. Yeah. And I want food, so.
You're looking for work. There will be someone at the docks tomorrow with a job for you.
It better not be the guy that I think it is, because I'm gonna punch him in the nose. Riley
He's-
sucks. He's the worst person on the planet.
Oh no, not Riley.
Okay, thank God.
You'll know who it is when you see them.
That worries me a little more.
He's gonna like throw the bar rag over his shoulder and wave you off as he begins to get the drinks for your companions and put in the order for the food.
Awesome. I'll go sit at a table.
Elenia will sit with you and sort of finger wave Moss over, and she'll look at Neck to see if he joins them.
I would have.
So I know Moss wanted to do something.
Oh, sorry.
So we're
I'm
going
sorry.
to jump to him because you approached the stage, correct, Moss?
Yes.
So the little white kenku that has been strumming away on a beautifully crafted lute that has little motifs of birds carved into the front. Tiny chirps leave her, like lyrics without words, and little bouts of illusionary magic twist around the bard, ebbing and flowing with the melody. Her song soon comes to an end, and those who are paying attention to the performance give a little applause as she bows rather dramatically before hopping down from the stage and grabbing the little bag that was sat on the floor, acting as a tip jar. She'll look up at you. She'll look you up and down as you approach, and you can see a spark of familiarity reach her eyes when they meet yours. She opens up her beak, and you expect her to speak. However, something else comes out. Like the echo of leaves rustling in the wind. Like a gust blowing through the treetops. Through a willow, perhaps. And she'll tilt her head from side to side at you, waiting for you to speak.
That was a beautiful performance.
She opens her beak again, and there's just like the sound of applause.
I love that. Where did you learn that?
She kind of gestures to herself. She is a kenku, and you know that kenku are very good at mimicry.
That is fantastic. I'm gonna have to see if I can't learn that myself. You from Comdove?
She'll kind of like, maybe, like, kind of like, you know.
Very fair. I may come speak with you later if that's okay. I'm gonna see if I can work up the crowd a bit, and he'll kind of give a coy smile.
She will open her mouth again, and it's like there are two lutes playing at the same time. Come out, like it's a pet.
Sure. I'd be happy for you to join me.
Her feathers sort of ruffle up a little bit, and she hops around, has her bag in her hands, and then she'll hop over to one of the empty bar stools. That's sort of, it looks like it's been purposely kept empty, so you could imagine this might be that's her seat. And you, as you watch her go, you can see a little red scarf sort of tied around her waist, peeking out from the cloak that's around her shoulders.
Would Moss have any inkling as to if that was significant at all?
So you've seen other people around the bar with some sort of red scarf tied around them in some way. She's likely part of whatever group that is. You're not sure, though. You're not sure what the group is.
Moss will pull out his lute and step up on stage, kind of get everything ready, and just begin playing. Kind of slowly at first, but I wanted to slowly build, almost like you know how sometimes you can listen to a song and it tells a story, even if there's no words?
Mhm.
That's kind of what he's doing right now.
Can you give me a performance check?
Can 22.
That is, it's wonderful, wonderful. That is more than good enough.
Breaks into Freebird.
The Kenku seems to be like the main entertainer here at this bar. So when she had jumped off of the stage and taking her break, everyone sort of turned away from the stage. However, as you start strumming, you could see a few eyes and heads turn towards you. And then as you get further and further into the song, as it begins to crescendo, more and more people are paying attention, and you could see people are enraptured by your performance. What kind of like emotion are you trying to invoke with this song?
At this point, almost like nostalgia. I want to kind of invoke more of a happier time. So I guess a good memory, a happy memory.
Oh, so it's like a little bit like kind of like almost like a jolly tune, like a nice upbeat. You can see people starting to tap their feet. One guy over in the corner kind of offers his hand to the woman sitting next to him, and they get up and begin to dance around in the open space between the tables, which you assume would be the dance floor. And then another couple joins, and then another. And there's quite a few people dancing at this point, clearly enjoying the performance that you're putting on. Did you leave any sort of hat or anything for tips?
Moss doesn't have a hat, so
Okay.
Unfortunately, no.
He's
gonna buy one today.
Yep. Okay. As your song comes to a close, everyone's round of applause for you.
While I was playing and looking around, did I see anyone paying maybe closer attention, or they seem to be enjoying it but not moving, but just kind of staring directly at me or anything like that?
The Kenku was looking at you very kind of like she had a thought in her head, but your performance has solidified it.
Okay. I will stand up and kind of take my bow. And look, I want to make eye contact with the Kenku, but I'm not going to approach her just yet. I would like to approach the table.
She'll give you a little wave with her feathered hand.
I'll give her, the slight bow you give. And I will walk over to the rest of the group. Does anyone have the ability to... Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, as you go to walk across to the group, some people approach you. You get 10 copper pieces, 9 silver pieces, and 6 gold pieces as people kind of approach you. That was an amazing performance. They hand you the money. Love to see you perform here again. Oh my god, do you tour? Like,
I'm around from time to time. Have you seen any... And he's just going to ask the first person that approaches him, basically. There are many elven female performers in this area. Or even in the general area, anyone who just took your breath away.
So you ask, the first person would be a man, an elven man. He looks to be some sort of high elf. And he kind of, we get a lot of performers in this area. None that have quite taken my breath away. Has it been... Are you looking for someone in particular?
Yes, I've heard tale of a beautiful elf who does a fantastic performance, and I just wanted to meet her. Just seeing if anyone has seen her around.
I don't think this has been years and years gone by, but I think I remember someone who used to do like magic and stuff in their performance.
Yeah,
I think.
that's her.
This was many years, maybe over a decade ago now. I've not seen
Okay.
her since. I'm sorry if that's not the answer you were looking for.
Where did you see her?
He kind of there's a pause because he realizes where he had seen her, and it's not a place he wants to admit out loud that he's gone to.
Does Moss catch that?
Yes, you definitely do. He was like,
I'll
"Oh,
lean
at the and he's like, "Oh, you know, at a performance
I'll lean
place
in.
nearby."
I'll just lean into him and just be like, "You can tell me, it's just us."
It was at the brothel, the ladies' embrace.
Oh, gorgeous building from what I've heard. Planned on, I travel with a companion, and we had planned on going there later this evening.
Oh, it's quite nice. If you need directions to it's
If you have them, that would be fantastic.
he'll let you know. It's about 3 streets over, just down a little alleyway.
All right, I will shake his hand and thank him for his time and proceed to the table.
You're right back at the
Do any
table.
of you know how to, I don't know, decipher the words of a kinku? I can do many things, but that is not among them, unfortunately.
No.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I guess it's going to be a bit more difficult. Moss will kind of sit there, and if the food and drink is there, he's just going to kind of drink and eat for the moment and kind of try to mull over how he's going to have a conversation with someone who can only mimic things.
You will see a barmaid come over. Quite pretty. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed. Perhaps some sort of wood elf, maybe. She has brought you guys your food and drink. Can I get you guys anything else?
Cigar?
Mhm.
If you have a picket for me to take, also love that.
Anything else for you all?
No, dear, thank you.
Believe I'm good at the moment.
Can I take one of my gold pieces and give it to her as a tip?
That is a
She will, she'll take the gold, bite it, give you a wink, and then go off to get the requested items for you.
Well, while I'm trying to figure this out, anyone else have anything?
Well, Olenia's gonna reach into her pack and she's gonna pull out the map that she stole yesterday. I find this quite curious, and she points to the spot where it's been like circled multiple times back in the forest.
I did want to ask why we didn't tell the king about the changeling.
I have a sneaking suspicion it has something. You mean the Lord? Lord
The
Aelin?
Lord, all royalty looks the same to me.
Anyway, I just have a sneaking suspicion something might be quite worth our time there. I didn't really want to tip him off. Same with this temple.
I trust your judgment. It's never led us wrong before. I was just curious.
I've actually have never been wrong in my life.
And of this, I believe nothing else.
Mm.
I doubt that completely. I mean, if there's treasure, if there's I suppose it's fine to go and find.
Well, my hope is tonight I can gather enough information about what is going on in those woods and perhaps what is going on in this temple that has us interested.
Do you have a connection at the Lady's Embrace, or is it just kind of almost like the guild thing?
I have a sneaking suspicion I can convince the madam of the house to let me have work there, but, all
Could I-
good ends sort of stick together, so in reality...
Would it be entirely uncouth for me to accompany you to your conversation with the madam? I've had an inkling that someone I'm looking for may have been there at some
Oh,
point.
by all means. My main goal is just to allow her to, or convince her to allow me to work that evening, or this evening, rather.
Moss is gonna kind of almost taken aback slightly at you not being excruciatingly confident all the time in that, and knowing it with slight sarcasm, just kind of, I don't think that will be much of convincing needed.
Well, there's rules, of course. There's a code amongst the courtesans. I shouldn't
Yeah.
step on any toes, and I don't want to take money from another working woman.
That is very fair.
Wow, your people are much nicer than I thought they would be.
Why would you think that a courtesan is rude or unkind? We're here to service and to create love when love is required. Sometimes our affections in life can become unrequited. If you come to a courtesan, you will always be taken in with open arms as long as you play by the rules.
Sounds complicated.
It's not at all. The number one rule, Aleph, to remember, is nothing in this world is for free.
Yeah, you paid me.
Exactly. And I'll be paid this evening for my own talents and company.
I don't judge. I was just curious because I think my friend back there is like, he might be into you. If I'm honest.
I wouldn't be surprised. Have you seen me?
I mean,
That's more what I'm used to.
I guess like, what's your price in case people ask me? You know?
Oh! I'm so glad you asked.
She just has a pamphlet.
Is it like a package deal?
Bones
or-
is very excited about this.
We just had this conversation recently. Well, so Aleph, it's broken down very, very simply. For my company alone, it is 10 gold an hour. That includes no touching, but slight conversation. Private dinners, no touching. 15 gold an hour. If you wish to take me out as a date, to an event, something public, with a kiss, perhaps, 50 gold an hour, and anything beyond kissing is 100 gold an hour. And I do have the stamina.
You're doing great.
Of a
Stamina.
drow. So, do with that information what you will. If you want to keep it simple, tell them for fantasy that cannot be missed, I'm worth the price.
I tried to write that all down, but you spoke. There was a lot of numbers. And
100
I-
gold an hour,
and-
darling.
okay,
is the,
okay,
the
got
number
it,
that you
got
should
it.
give.
Just remember that.
Understood. Right. Well. Yeah. I guess I know now.
Aleph.
I could go tell him. I guess. Yes.
You know that Lacken is a bartender. Bartenders have information. Not only is he a bartender, he's a member of the Ring of Ash. If you needed to find out information from someone in this town, he is the best person to go to.
Got it. All right. I will. Right. So, we need to know about the temple, correct, or whatever's that direction. Any history there? And if you want any other information, I could pry it out of that guy, and I'll point very outwardly to him behind the bar.
You
And
just
I'll
see
give him a little
Lacken
wave.
from behind the bar. Like, he sees you pointing at him, and he's just like,
I did. The Kenku has on a red sash. A
Oh.
Red. Does that symbol mean anything to you?
I suppose there's a lot of guilds around here, so maybe she's a part of like a guild.
Do I believe her?
What do I roll?
I need you to roll me a deception check, and I need Moss to roll an insight check.
Can't go badly.
What number? Where's the dot?
15.
Oh, it's at the bottom. That is a 16.
16?
God damn it.
Moss, you're kind of looking at her like she seems to know people in this bar. But like she's not wearing red or anything.
Is Lakin wearing anything red?
Yes. He's got a little handkerchief that is red that is sticking out of his pocket.
So your friend and the Kenku have the same colors showing, but you don't know anything about red. Moss will remember this.
Olenia's making googly eyes at the bartender. I just want that now.
He'll keep like kind of like his eyes keep like flitting like over to you, like, and then like he'll see that you're looking at him, looking at you, and then he'll send you a wink.
Oh,
He is
I
a
can't wink, but Olenia can.
he's
There
a
you go.
by the, he is a Goliath, so he is a very large and imposing man. Yeah, I figured you'd like that.
Goliath, Pedro Pascal. I think he just got a discount.
I'm just gonna say. Usually red sesh means don't mess with them.
I didn't plan on messing with them. I was just trying to figure out if I could find out how to talk to the damn Kenku.
Oh, yeah, I can figure that out.
Well, that would be lovely. And Moss is gonna look up to Neck, who has been very quiet this whole time. And what's your story? We never really got that.
He's just been eaten, dude.
Can you stop inhaling that for a moment and have a conversation?
The bartender did, like, the barmaid brought out like it was an enormous plate of food. Like everyone else got like really small portions, but Neck got like an enormous, like a platter full of food.
What do you want to
I'm
know?
kind of wondering what your goal is here. I mean, you haven't really spoken in much at all since you basically cracked a man in half.
Yeah.
Who?
I mean, do we want to make a big deal out of it?
We don't
Kinda-
have to.
My goal is to get to Dunbrig.
All right. Good talk.
And perhaps find information at this temple that you're going with us to. Hmm?
Yeah.
Just checking.
Secondary, but there is information that I potentially want there.
All right. Well,
I'll have one of your potatoes.
Moss
You
will
have a lot of
slide-
potatoes.
Moss
Can-
will slide his plate over in front of her.
You could tell that Neck was like,
I don't know if I can part with this potato.
he was
You
like,
have 10.
he was maybe about to like cut one in half and like split it, but then
It's all about the
Moss-
gains.
Moss slid his plate over, so he's like, thank God. Whew.
Moss will
I'll,
slyly wink at Nick.
Would anyone else like to do anything at Flaming Goblet?
I would like to try to talk to the Kenku, but I'm gonna wait for Aleph to see if she can actually help.
Right. I don't know if he can come sit at the table, so he seems busy. So I'm gonna bother him at the bar. Like any good friend. Again, I'm gonna shove another person out of their chair.
I just got this seat back. It's the same person.
I will, yeah, I'm not sorry. And I'll sit in their chair.
You just hear like a
He's not into you.
she is like prowling out of the bar now, You don't know that! And she leaves the bar.
I do. You like a 7, maybe. Like, and I will sit at the bar and I go, "Sir, I need some help."
He's like cleaning a cup. That's so.
So, the forest, not too far from here, the woods.
Yeah?
I believe it was west, the direction.
Or west, yeah.
Far west. What have you heard about what stories are there?
Are you looking for something in particular?
This is, more or less secret. It's a temple. Anything to do with that?
You mentioned a temple. And he's like rubs at the scruff on his chin as he contemplates, his brows furrowed. There's an old temple across the loch. Shore of Remnants, they call it. Seems to be whatever remains from those that lived in this land before. Then he's kind of like shrugs a little bit. Not been myself, though. Heard it's been picked through centuries ago. Nothing but a pile of rubble. Really. Probably crawling with rats, too. And he gives like a little, like a little shiver at the thought of rats.
I'm gonna look around. You have food. I just thought rats might be normal.
Oh, ugh. This place is mean.
Spotless.
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 He's did Olenia give you the map, or does Olenia still have the map? Would you show him the map, is the question.
I don't know if I would show him the map. Yeah.
So he will... Are you trying to go over there?
I'm trying to figure out what they could possibly be. You know, trinkets and all that.
I mean... Not from what I've heard. I've heard there's nothing but rubble there. The place is, I think, barely standing at this point. It's probably over 1,000 years old.
Ancient.
But if you're looking to go there, I can assist.
I am.
He will let you know that the easiest way to get to the temple is to take a boat across the loch. And then he'll kind of like lean in the bar on the bar. Go to the dock. Ask for Talia Cadelli. She's one of ours, and he'll throw you like a little wink and a smirk. Tell her I sent you. She'll give you a nice discount.
Ours is a very strong word. All right. Is she gonna hit me with like a rock or something? Cause you like didn't go see her afterward, or like you didn't go on a second date, or...
That's no. We don't have. It's purely business relationship. I think she would also castrate me, so I usually stay at least an arm's distance away from her, just in case.
One time, and it's just you're a bad person. Okay.
Need anything else?
Oh, right. 100 gold, in case you were wondering. Minimum.
Oof. I mean, it's worth it, but jeez. All right. Well.
Yeah, I'm $0. Wait, no. I guess base would be 50. But not doing that. I'm gonna stop talking now. You have a good day. And I will pass him 2 gold for the information.
He will pocket the gold. Always nice to see you, Aleph.
I will look him up and down. Same.
Gives you a little wink.
And then I will walk back, and I'll just do a little shiver.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. He's got that effect on people.
And then I will tell them what I just learned.
Interesting.
This Talia woman.
Mm.
Does she also have a red sash?
Yeah, she does.
How are you going to
Curious.
explain that, Aleph?
Do I have to?
Not yet, no. But if it becomes a problem, then yes.
The sash won't be a problem. As you can see, no sash.
Right, but she sort of points out all of those in the tavern who do have a sash. Will that become a problem?
Not that I know of.
Interesting. Okay, no problem then.
Did you happen to find out any way to communicate with the Kenku?
Ooh. No.
Oh,
I will snap. I will like try to get his attention. I'll point at the Kenku and then go. Like, what's
Oh.
their deal?
He'll give a little back.
does anyone have any paper? Maybe a quill?
I will give him. I will pull out my journal and I'll rip out like a page, and then give him my pen, my ink and quill.
I'm gonna take all this over to the Kenku.
She's sitting on the bar stool, swinging her little feet back and forth. Probably sipping on some appy juice or something. And as you come over, her beak opens and a little round of applause sounds out.
Oh, you're far too kind. Do you have the ability to write? I have a few questions I'd like to ask, but I apologize. I'm not very good at. I don't know the best way to communicate.
She sees the pen and paper in your hands and will like grab at it. And she like sets it on the bar and she like covers it as she's like doing something. And then after a couple of seconds, maybe like 30 seconds, she perks up and shows you the piece of paper, and it's just like a really poorly drawn picture of a little bird person. It's her.
Beautiful. You know what? I'm gonna keep this so I never forget you. Not that I could. That amazing voice of yours. And he'll take it and kind of fold it up and put it in his pack. Has there been... Do you travel much or stay here mainly?
She will think for a second and then point down. You can interpret that as she normally stays here.
Fantastic. Have you heard words of any troops or groups with a elven lady possibly does magic in her shows?
She'll look at you, and she'll open her mouth. And your mother's voice comes out. It's an old song, one that she used to sing when you were very, very young.
Moss is gonna take a step back. That was the very last thing he expected. Kind of look down for a moment and raise his head up, wipe at his eye a bit. First of all, thank you for that.
She'll close her mouth and...
No. It's happiness. Was that here? Where was it?
She will, take the piece of paper back.
Mhm.
And you can see she's trying very hard to write. You think that it kind of looks like she's trying to write Turgarin, which is where you're from. But it's very misspelled. The letters are really crude, but you can recognize it. There's only one place in the area that would look even similar to what she's trying to write out. Clearly, she's illiterate. She doesn't know how to write. She can't speak from what you know, but so yeah, that's what you got from that.
I will take the paper out. Does she still have her little hat or sack or anything where she keeps tips?
Yep, she has.
I'll
It's like
drop a
right in front of
gold.
her.
I'll drop a gold in her hat, and I would like to take her hand and kind of give it a little peck. Thank her. Thank you very much. You've given me more than you expected, I think.
She opens her little beak and like a happy little tune starts to play. And she will kind of give you also a little bow, like bard to bard.
I hope to hear you again soon.
She does like a happy little wiggle and continues to sip on her appy juice.
And Moss will go back to the table, sit down, and just be completely lethargic.
Okay. Does anyone want to do anything else at the tavern?
No.
I think I'm good.
Okay. So, Neck, I know that you would not be going to the brothel with everyone else.
Correct.
You would know that the other members of the caravan are likely staying at an inn called the Fishmonger Inn. You could ask around to get some directions there if you would like to part ways with the rest of the group once they start heading towards the brothel.
Well, once we walk outside, Neck will kind of look at the group and be like, so I'll meet you guys outside of the brothel in the morning so we can head out.
You're not joining us, Mac.
No.
No, I guess I didn't get really a sense of debauchery with all of that. But it's your loss, I suppose.
Why? And he just like, he thinks for a second. It's like, I used to enjoy that stuff. Not anymore.
Well, it's a free place to stay, not necessarily one that you need to participate in, but by all means, pay your way.
I just... He like looks right at you. It's like, I respect my wife enough to not set foot in an establishment like that.
Yes, of course. That's fine. Pay for a room. Would you like some money?
I will not be under your employ like the rest of these guys.
It's not a horrible place to be.
So outside the brothel is where we'll meet up.
Outside the brothel, Neck.
Sure.
See you in the morning.
Have a good night, all of you.
You as well.
I'm going to sleep.
I thought you wanted boots, and I want a hat.
I do need boots. These are getting scary.
Scary.
I
Well,
said scary.
Hmm.
would I know like the average cost of good boots?
I believe the kind of boots that Aleph was sort of really gunning for, like waterproof, very fine leather, probably about 5 gold.
Oh,
Yeah, they're normal boots.
Yeah.
They're not magical.
yeah. Olenia's gonna give her 10 gold.
I'll take it. Yeah.
And she'll look to Moss. Do I need to fund your wares as well?
No, I'm good. I appreciate the offer, however.
Of course.
So we will cut to Neck. Neck, you arrive at the Fishmonger Inn. You can see it's quite a peculiar inn. It is... it's nestled along the waterfront of Comdove. It is a unique establishment that is housed within the husk of a retired seafaring vessel. Its timbers, weathered by the winds of countless voyages, the ship's curved hull rises above the quay, giving the inn an unmistakable maritime charm. So it's a boat that has been repurposed as an inn. You walk in and you can check in with the lady at the front desk. She will let you know it's 2 silver pieces for a night for just a single room.
Okay. Neck will also... Would he see the Heartstones like in there?
You do not see the Heartstones, but you do see Jet and Som sat at a table. It seems like Jet is very enamored with whatever it is that he's writing, and it's quite a nice journal that he's got. So he is writing. He's got like a glass of half-drank wine in front of him, and then Som is sort of like leaned back in his chair. He looks bored. He normally looks bored, but he looks really bored right now.
So I'll pay the 2 silver for a room.
Okay.
And then he will approach Jet and Som.
Som kind of like, when he looks at you, like there's like a kind of like a spark in his eye where he's like, oh, thank God some entertainment's here.
And he just like kind of, it's like, pardon the interruption.
Jet does not even spare you a glance, and Som just goes,
You want to limber up a little bit?
does not reply, gets up, grabs his sword, and he starts heading up to the upper deck, which is fairly open, probably the perfect spot for any sort of sparring session.
Oh yeah, brother.
As you guys reach the top deck, Som sort of shrugs off his heavy overcoat, and will place 3 gold on a nearby barrel. That is the bet.
I will also put 3 gold.
Okay. And how do you prepare for a little fun little sparring match?
Oh, he'll do some light stretching really quick, you know, limber up a little bit.
Okay.
And he'll peruse his weaponry and be like, which one? And he'll go with the warhammer.
Okay. Som has his greatsword. And he has taken his stance. He's waiting for you.
I'll stance up and spar, baby.
So this is going to be done in 3 rounds. It's going to be a straight D20, no additions to it. 13.
3.
So as you come at him, he like parries you. He basically just like causes you to like lose grip of your weapon, and it clatters to the ground. And as he comes around with his other swing, it comes about an inch from your neck. Your neck.
My neck.
But he stops and lowers his weapon and takes his actually, before he does that, he goes and he drops 3 more gold on the barrel.
I'll drop 3 more as well.
Okay. And then he will go and take his stance again.
I'll switch to my longsword not even bothering to pick up the warhammer yet,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll stance up.
He rolled a nat 1.
I rolled better than that. Rolled a 3 again though, but
Okay, what do you do?
so after getting bodied,
Mhm.
he will pretty much try and do almost like what he can to do the exact same thing back at him,
Mhm.
and then just like, you know, he's
So-
starting to show off a little bit while he was doing it, but he's still like focused and just tries to, you know.
So I imagine that you probably use the hilt of your sword to knock at his knuckles, and that causes him to absolutely just bungle it. His great sword just like flings to the floor, and before he can even like figure out what has just happened, he looks back at you, and your sword is at his neck.
His neck.
Yeah, his neck, not neck's neck. So he's gonna kind of give a little smirk. This is like the most expression you've seen this man make at all, and he will grab his longsword again, and this time he'll place 10 gold onto the barrel.
I'll walk over and like stab my sword through the floor,
Mhm.
and then I'll drop 10 gold, and I'll pull out my whip this
Okay.
time.
He will take his stance again, and he'll roll 5.
I got a 16.
Okay.
So Neck is feeling himself, and he'll like do like playful little whips to like, you know, just fuck with him. And then he'll try and like whip him and like slap his cheek a little bit to like distract him. And then he's gonna try and whip the fucking sword into his own hand.
So you managed to do that. And Sam looks pissed. Not that you won, but that you took his sword from him. He like grunts at you, kind of he goes over to the barrel and pushes the gold towards you, and goes and snatches his sword out of your hand. And then uses the pommel of it to kind of like bash you in the chest. Not like in a super aggressive way, but in a don't fucking do that again way.
Neck will like kind of look around though, and like it's like no applause or anything. He's just like, oh, that's right.
So
Okay.
you got 32 gold? So 16 additional gold. And does Neck want to do anything else?
I don't know. If he can, he'll just try and like sit and vibe with Jet and Som.
Okay. We're gonna jump ahead a bit in the night for you. You will have gone to your room. It's a decent room. It's not anything like crazy. It is, a room on an inn that's made from a boat. And you're sitting at the edge of your bed, and you have a letter in your hand. This is a letter that you've read nearly 3 dozen times since you've received it months ago, but it continues to bring you comfort all the same. A letter from your wife who awaits you in the capital. Dearest, I'm feeling better and better each day. The healers that you found are miracle workers. I haven't felt this well since before Tilly was born. I've even had the energy to go to the park with the girls. They were so overjoyed, and it was a nice outing that I desperately wish you were a part of. I find myself often wishing for your presence in day-to-day life to share in the little moments as well as the big ones. The children have been asking for you, and I fear your absence is being felt doubly so by them as of late. They are getting so big, and Ellis has gotten it in her head that she's going to become a gladiator just like her father. Mother, ever the enabler, even got her a little wooden sword for her to practice with. I dare say she is quite good, though I can't help but worry she'll end up hurting herself. Mother says I'm just a worrywart and need to let the children have their fun. I hope you're keeping well, love. I cannot wait to see you again. Stay safe. Yours, Anesty. Neck, how do you feel in this moment, rereading the words that your wife has written to you?
Bro, every time he's like fighting back tears. And he's just like kind of a wreck. And then he'll just like lay down and he'll just kind of have the note. And just kind of how he like lays down for a bit before he puts it on the nightstand and
Go to bed.
Yeah.
Okay. We will jump to the rest of the party. I believe that you guys were searching for boots for Aleph and a hat for Moss. So you guys find yourself in the Elysium. Let me make sure I'm actually saying that right. Yes, the Elysium Plaza. This is the main market square for Comdove. It is nearing dinner time, so it's not quite as bustling as it would be during like afternoon. It's nestled right up against the docks to Lachiora, composed of storefronts as well as market stalls, and seem to be busy no matter the hour of the day. There are wide varieties of wares sold within the plaza, though one should look after their coin purse carefully while perusing the stalls. As you're looking, you do come across a couple of ones that sort of seem to catch your attention. Aleph, Mystic Trinkets is one that you were like, hey. And you kind of find yourself wandering over.
What do they have?
So as you go up to the stall, it seems like they deal in artifacts and trinkets, jewels that seem to glow like bioluminescent creatures, and amulets rumored to grant sailors and others protection from storms are displayed out in the front of the stall. You can see there's little things, there's little doodads and baubles made of like sea glass as well. Yeah, just a wide variety of things.
Okay. I'm gonna is everyone in here with me? Or
that is up to them.
Yeah, I would imagine Alenia's in there with you. She's just sort of like idly perusing.
Moss is doing the same.
Okay. I would like glance at Alenia and then at all the pretty trinkets, and then I'll just is there a shopkeep somewhere?
Yes, there is a man. He looks to be maybe some type of water genasi or like a sea elf. Regardless, his skin is slightly hued like an aqua color. He's got like an eye patch on one of his eyes. Anything catch your fancy?
Give me like any like trinkets that you can like put in hair or like wear to look nice.
One moment. And he'll sort of, it seems like there's another drawer beneath the display case. And he takes that drawer out and sets it atop the case. And you'll see like little clips, little barrettes, little things that you could like twist into your hair that all have little dangling bits, some made of brass, some of gold. Those seems to be probably a bit more expensive, with sea glass or like citrine, things like that, all throughout.
I'll just whatever you think would look nice on me. I suppose I don't buy things normally.
He will kind of look at you, obviously taking note of like the color of your eyes, and he'll pick out a couple of pieces where like it has sea glass that is like a rich green color, paired with like some sort of brass. He'll pick out a couple of pieces. One that kind of twists into your hair, like if you were to have like a braid, it could twist right on the braid. Another one that has, it's a clip that has dangling. It kind of gives a little tinkle. Would give a little tinkle as you move your head around, and he'll kind of present those to you. What do you think?
I suppose I could take all of them.
Oh, okay, all of them? So that would be about 15 gold.
All right, yeah. Do you have like a decorative spoon? You could turn it into a ring as well. That's fine.
He'll think for a moment. Yes, I think I do have one of those. Hold on. And he'll kind of like dig through beneath the display case now. And he will come out with a it looks a little aged, kind of maybe a little rusted, but it probably was quite a lovely spoon. It's got little engravings and little swirls, kind of like plant motifs on it engraved into it. This one is I would only charge you 5 silver pieces for this. This isn't.
All right. I'll look at them and go, anything else you guys want from here?
Well, Enya sort of shrugs. She's like, I don't see anything that truly catches my eye, but I'm sure that these are all nice things.
The man will give you a smile and thank you for your business.
I give him my gold and take it.
Another
spoon.
The next place would be the Seaworthy Apparel. It's another. It's a stall draped with vibrant fabrics, offering a range of garments suited for life. Both on a boat as well as on land. Waterproof cloaks adorned with iridescent scales to hats woven from seaweed. There's also a bunch of kind of finer fabrics as well intermixed, and as well as many hats and boots.
Huh. Can Moss look for a hat? Any kind of, basically he wants the hat to be black, but he wants, like any sort of, I guess maybe we should have looked at this at the previous place, but if there's not one, it's fine. Any sort of amber or golden, like, accoutrement on the hat.
Oh yeah, so he will, there's like a little old lady that's manning the stand, and as you kind of, you're perusing, and you tell her sort of what you're looking for, she says, oh yes, dear, hold on, let me go get that for her. I have just the thing. And she will, bring back it almost looks like kind of like a paperboy hat. And it's got, there's like a strip around it, the brim. And it's sort of like a brassy gold. You can't, it's probably not gold, but it definitely looks like it's probably gold plated, maybe. How does this suit your fancy?
That is phenomenal. How much?
Oh dear, only 1 gold piece.
I'm gonna put 2 down and thank her for her time.
Oh, that's quite kind of you, dear. Thank you.
Of course, I believe my friend would like some boots.
Oh, what size, dear?
6.5.
Okay. Any other particulars about it?
Really good, fancy, like just for walking around fancy, and kind of airy, but also waterproof.
Oh yes, we don't like trench foot around these parts. And she will go towards the back section of the stall where there are a bunch of fine boots lined up. Some finer than others, but she will definitely lean towards some of the finer ones, and she'll say 6, 6, 6. Oh, here we go. And she will grab a pair of finely made leather boots. They seem very sturdy, waterproof, and there seems to be some sort of like leaf motif going up the sides. Kind kind of looks like seaweed almost too, like some sort of plant motif. Seaweed would make sense given that this seems to be sort of geared towards sailors. How do you find these, Dia?
Hey, there's kind of nice. I like the little plant things on the side, and the yeah. I'll look at Olenya and Moss. What do you good, bad?
I think they're beautiful, darling.
I believe those will cover your feet and keep them safe.
Great. And I will purchase them.
That'll be 5 gold, Dia.
Right. And I give her the 5 gold.
Thank you for your business. You all have a good evening.
You as well.
Thank you.
And then you guys can make your way towards the Ladies' Embrace.
We're going.
Follow me. I know the way.
Certainly, Moss.
So, nestled discreetly within the heart of Cumdove, the Ladies' Embrace exudes an air of tasteful opulence. The exterior is a rich yellow color that blends in seamlessly with the surrounding architecture. A small sign adorned with an elegantly scripted Ladies' Embrace hints at the establishment's refined nature. Lush potted plants and ivy climb the facade, providing a touch of natural elegance to the entrance. Step in.
Olenya's gonna sort of bypass Moss and say, "Let me make the impression, darling."
Of course.
And she'll step on in first, and immediately is looking for the madam of the house.
As you step through the intricately carved wooden doors, you're enveloped in a world of sumptuous comfort and refined sensuality. Soft ambient lighting bathes the space in a warm glow, casting gentle shadows that dance along the walls. Plush furnishings and rich, deep colors invite patrons to relax and savor the atmosphere. The owner of the brothel stands rather prim and proper, with an air of both grace and authority, standing at a mere 3 feet tall. Her demeanor is one of quiet confidence and understated elegance. Her auburn hair is meticulously coiffed and frames a face marked by keen, observant eyes, and she offers you a welcoming smile. She seems to instantly clock you, Olenya. Dear, welcome. Come in.
Thank you. And Olenya already has her kerchief out. She's already signaling, I'm one of you. And she'll sort of flutter it about to signal, I'm looking for room and board as well as work. Silently, of course.
Oh dear. And she will sort of gesture you kind of into like a private corridor and introduce herself. Her name is Callie Tallfellow, which is funny because she's only 3 feet tall. And she will be asked to for you guys to introduce yourselves as well.
I am Olenya. Olenya Sparrow is what we're going with now.
Ah, I see, dear, I see. And your 2 companions?
I am Moss, Natasha.
Natasha, you said.
Yes, I actually had some questions, but we don't have to go through those now.
Ah, well, we have an entire night ahead of us, dear.
He will...
And the green-eyed one?
Eilif. Oh, Eilif Sunshine. I found a burger back there.
It's a bit rude to talk with your mouth full, dear, but
I'm gonna
you're
keep
very
doing it.
gorgeous, so we're gonna let it slide for now.
Yes, she's my escort, so...
You were looking for room and board and possibly work?
Yes, room and board for my 2 companions here, of course, and then I would be willing to work for a percentage.
Of course. Just for the night or extended stay?
Just for the night for now, but perhaps we can work out a deal in the future where I could just pop in and sort of moonlight.
Oh, of course, dear. You are, and she'll look you up and down, not in a sleazy kind of way, in more of an appreciative way. You are quite the beauty. I imagine that your, home brothel has garnered quite a reputation due to you. Where is it you said you were from?
I come from Solaris. I come
Ah.
from the Gilded Cage.
Of course, of course. You can see she knows exactly who your former madam was. It doesn't seem to sway her in any way, whether their relationship is fine or not, because you know most madams know each other.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will have one of our attendants, and she will kind of look around, and she spots a female high elf in the distance, and sort of snaps and summons her over. Vivian, dear, please come over. This is Olenya Sparrow. She will be staying with us tonight. She will be hosting some patrons. If you could please get her settled in one of the rooms. And Vivian, she kind of gives you a warm smile, and of course. And she will sort of lead you away from the rest of the group, if that's fine.
Yeah, Elenia will go with Vivian and sort of whisper to Aleph as she passes by, just mind yourself, dear. Follow Moss's lead.
Yeah, it's just all right. Don't know why.
Aleph's confused. She's like, what do you mean? I've been acting completely normal this entire time.
I don't feel any differently in here.
So Vivian will take you to one of the rooms. She'll sort of let you know how things work. It's very similar to how the Gilded Cage operates. There is a security guard posted outside of the room as well. She tells you how to signal to him if anything goes wrong, and she kind of asks like your preference for clientele and everything like that. And then we will jump to Moss and Aleph. What are you doing?
Before we leave, madam, I would like to kind of, I also would be happy to keep your less occupied guest with an earful of happiness. And he kind of pats the lute on his back. If you were but to answer a few questions for me, they're not terribly difficult.
She kind of waves off the notion of you performing here. Please, dear, you're a guest here. I wouldn't ask you to perform, and if you require information, I will give it freely as long as I have the answers. Besides, our resident bard, Lucian, will get quite terse with me if I have someone else perform here.
Some people are very territorial, I understand. You seemed interested in the name Natasha.
Well, of course, dear. The former Willow Natasha. She's graced this establishment once or twice before. Many years ago, but
She is my
left
mother.
lasting. Oh. Oh dear.
She's
She
been-
knows what happened. You can tell the way her face falls. She knows that she is missing at least.
So word has reached your ear as well.
Well, this country is not big enough for that sort of information to get lost. A young and vivacious performer who is at the peak of her career disappearing during one of her acts. Word spreads fast.
How long's it been? You said many years since you last saw her?
Oh, I would imagine. The last time she was here was maybe 6-7 years ago.
Would that have any significance to Moss, that his mother was here 6 or 7 years ago?
No, you know that your mother, while she often would perform at the tavern that you all lived in, like as like a home base, like that was like where she often was. Every maybe year or so, she would go on like a little tour for like a month or two to her favorite establishments. The Ladies' Embrace was clearly one of them, and you can see why, because it's very, you could tell by the opulence, the luxury of the place, that the patrons here were probably very good tippers, and she probably made quite a decent amount of money here.
That is fair. If any word crosses you of anyone seeing her, could I request you send word to either myself or, if easier, Olenia? I have some inkling of how your contacts work, but not anywhere to the depths of her.
Of course, dear. I'm terribly sorry about that. I do hope that you're able to find her, if that is what your quest is.
The only one that matters to me as of now. And he will kind of bend down and offer his hand to do his normal kiss upon the hand.
Oh, she will. Fingers full of rubies and diamonds. She will offer it to you. And then she'll give you a little pat on the cheek after. Do let me know if you need anything further. And keep an eye on that one. And she will kind of tether off, leaving you with another attendant who will show you to your rooms for the night. But you are free to wander the brothel until then.
Did she tell me to keep an eye on Aleph?
Uh-huh.
Okay. They really think you're gonna start trouble here.
Why? I just walked in here.
Well, you do kind of cut a figure. It's not
I
a
don't know what
bad
that means.
thing. It just means that people will pay attention to you.
Why?
If Elenia wasn't with us, I feel like people would look at you a lot more than they would me. You don't realize that you're pretty, do you? Okay, oh dear. Alright, let's go to the rooms.
What? I didn't. They have ribs.
Well, we can have ribs.
Alright.
Okay.
I'll
We're
like
good.
just like jaunt over to like a table and just sit down and wait.
Moss will go see if he needs to order them or if somebody will, like a table attendant, he'll just take care of making sure she gets ribs.
Someone akin to a waitress will come over after seeing Aleph seat herself at a table instead of being seated. And we'll take the order. The food here is very delicious. The cook in the back is clearly getting paid very well because this shit's banging. And would anyone else like to do anything for the night?
Moss would just kind of like to listen to the other bard. He likes to see if he can borrow things that they do, but nothing particular.
So Lucian Ember, he is a fire genasi, very, very beautiful. If you had not known, if he wasn't standing on stage playing for the patrons in the establishment, you would probably consider him. You would think he was one of the companions. He's playing a lyre and very slow and sensual songs, setting the mood, you know. But yeah, he seems like he's a very good bard from what you can tell.
At some point, Moss will drop 5 gold into his whatever for a tip.
He'll give you like an appreciative nod and continue on with his song.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Go for it.
Okay. Olenia's gonna end up just changing into her fine clothes, which look almost identical to her traveling clothes, except it's a very heavy damask material. It's really more like a robe that she's fastened into, like an off-the-shoulder gown type thing, and sort of cinched at the waist. It's bright marigold with like flecks of red kind of intertwined. And she'll sort of be schmoozing around the room. The main sitting area, I would imagine, waiting for a client.
So the first person that catches your eye is Lacken. It's a little early into the night, but you know he probably just got off of bartending duty, and he sees you seeing him, and he gets up to approach you.
Alenia sort of, as he approaches her, she pretends to not notice him. She's playing coy.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of, as he gets closer, slowly turns her eyes up to his face and sort of gives him a doe-eyed expression. Oh, it's you again.
Well, I was given your rate for the night, so...
Well, that's for an hour, darling.
I think an hour will do. Could we add an extension onto that if necessary?
She sort of looks him up and down again and says, for you, I think I could cut you a better deal.
That's
yes, in fact, how about this? 75 an hour for all night long. And you perhaps give me a little information?
He'll kind of lean against like the bar. What kind of information are you looking for?
There's something on a map that I need to know if you know anything about.
You would know that. I think Aleph, you said you told everyone what the information he had said, right?
Mm-hmm.
The temple.
Yes. What I want to know is, whatever it is you told Aleph is not the whole story. That place is interesting for a reason. And either you don't know or you do know, and you're not saying so. So perhaps a sweetened deal with honey will open your tongue to me.
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm gonna use an advantage. Thank God there was a 2. Okay, it's a 16 with plus 8.
Okay. He'll lean down towards you. He's a big boy.
Oh yeah.
Any information I have is yours.
I had a sneaking suspicion it would be. Shall we retire?
You return to the room that the attendant had designated for you. Please roll a d4.
I would love to do that for you. I couldn't find a d4 for a second there. That's a 1.
He tires you out after an hour. He's a Goliath. He's got a lot of stamina. And he will let you know as he's sort of shrugging his clothes back on. There's some sort of druid over near the temple. A couple of my men have encountered her. She seems to want to ward people away from it. So if you're trying to go into the temple, perhaps expect resistance.
What is this druid's name?
What is her name? She's a little thing from what they've told me. Hadrina, maybe?
And does her desire to ward people away? Does this seem out of kindness or greed?
I think she's there on orders from someone, to be honest, but she's never explicitly hurt anyone who has tried to go into the temple. It's more setting up spikes and vines and, druid things.
Of course. A bit messy. Is that why you tried to ward Aleph away from it?
Hi. Aleph was one of mine. I don't want her getting hurt. She's a valuable asset.
And what do you mean by one of yours? And at this point, Alenia has gotten up. She's still sort of, her robes are sort of loosely sitting around her shoulders, and she's sort of coyly kind of curling up towards him.
He's standing, finishing buttoning his jacket, and he'll lean down and press a kiss to your forehead. Well, that's just not my information to tell you. And he'll leave a bag of coin on the nightstand as he leaves.
Damn it. Alenia will get dressed and she'll return downstairs with the others and sort of lounge and narrow her eyes at Moss and signal that she has information.
Everyone say thank you, darling Creepshow, for another round of advantages for everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Queep.
Thank you, Queep.
Thank
I was
you,
gonna say the
Papa.
whole name.
Thanks,
Dad.
Daddy.
I believe our friend has garnered some information.
Oh, all right.
And Moss will stand up and begin walking towards Alenia.
It appears as though somebody does not want us in the temple. A woman named Hadrina, a druid, who has trapped the nearby area.
And that just makes it all the more enticing for me.
It does. And she's going to sort of look at Aleph and sort of eye her for a moment. Interesting information indeed. She
Did I
does
see
not.
him leave?
Give me a perception check.
He came in and he left, and I was eating ribs. So.
You were fucking balls deep in some ribs, dude. I don't know that you would have looked up from your plate.
Not great. But what is my perception? What my perception? That's gonna be a 14?
God, these ribs are really fucking good. Like, cooked to
They're-
perfection,
they were
so well
crazy.
seasoned.
Okay.
Shit, if someone had walked by, like, right in front of you, you would not have noticed.
Love that for me. Yeah, I was just okay. Well, I don't know why you're looking at me. Everyone seems to look at me in here, and I don't like it. And I'm starting to think maybe Nick had the right idea.
No, dear. Nothing nefarious at all. But I am curious about this Hadrina woman and what exactly she's guarding and for what purpose. But that is all for now. I'm hoping to see if Lord Aelin arrives and if he is willing to strike a long-term deal with me.
Roll a percentile dice. Come on, I know you have them.
%.
As the night wears on, it is getting rather late. I would imagine maybe 1 in the morning. You have your prices are probably a little bit more exorbitant than the other companions that are normals here at the Ladies' Embrace. So you're very much more exclusive with your clientele. And you see someone enter the brothel, hood up, but you recognize the hook nose that sticks out. That is Lord Elon.
She'll approach him, and as soon as she does, she sort of swifts up to him and she says, "My darling, I know that you are not lost here. Your arrival is quite purposeful."
He will look down at you. Well, I did say that I would see you here, did I not?
That you did. Is it discretion that you desire?
Of course. It's a bit, uncouth for the Lord of Komdov to be frolicking around here.
Then I'll make my proposal brief. If you were to perhaps take on a mistress, somebody who you pay into their bank account a certain stipend, weekly, monthly, whatever, have you considered then perhaps that mistress would be one of great extravagance and promise?
And what are you offering?
Can I be crass, my lord?
No better place for it?
The ride of your fucking life.
There's a smirk on his face. And he looks you up and down. I do believe that. And he will take your hand and kiss it. I think we have a deal.
100 gold a week?
Yes.
Wonderful. Shall we seal the deal?
You will lead him up to your room. And we will fade to black. However, once he has left, and you have found yourself alone in your rooms, drifting off into sleep, Elenia, your dreams of the meadow aren't ones you have often. To have 2 dreams within 2 nights is highly unusual and unexpected. So when you close your eyes and wake in the dreaming world to find yourself once more in a field of flowers, you're confused. And there's a feeling swirling in your gut that something isn't right, yet you can't help yourself. You look to the tree line where you know your mysterious figure should be standing, but they're not there. And then there's a rush of wind at your back, like fingertips ghosting along your form, settling upon your shoulders, a hot breath against your ear. Run. A voice whispers to you, deep and guttural, and you do. For the first time since you started having these dreams so many moons ago, your legs start to move. You start to run, bare feet pounding against the ground, crushing the flowers beneath you as you flee. Your heart is beating frantically as fear weaves its way through you, and you've nowhere to run but to the forest ahead, away from the comfort of the meadow that had been your safety for so long. You swear you can hear footsteps behind you, hot on your heels, but you're too afraid to look back, your gaze fixated on the dark wood in front of you, as though once you reach the threshold, you'll be safe once more. Closer and closer you get, your ears filled with the sounds of your deep breaths as you gasp for air. Gods, you're so close. You're nearly there. You reach a hand out towards the woods as though something will reach back out towards you. And then a hand comes around you, covering your eyes, and another across your mouth, silencing the screams that threaten to rip out of your throat, and you are pulled back. You wake up, gasping, blinded by the morning light shining through the window. Your heart is racing. What are you thinking after having this dream?
I think confusion is the first feeling, and sort of visceral fear that is almost exciting. There's adrenaline pumping, and she's like ready to go. And part of her wants to try to go back to sleep to see what happens next. She knows it's just a dream. So it can't actually hurt her. But a lot of she's rattled. She's certainly definitely rattled by those. And she thinks to herself upon her father. And gets up for the day.
Okay. And that is where we will take a break because we are a bit overdue for one. Thank you guys for all of the biddies. I believe we have another round of advantages, 2 advantages for everyone. Make sure you guys note that down. Thank you guys. The Hype Train, thank you so much. We will be right back, probably within the next 5 minutes. So stay tuned as we finish up chapter 2 of... Oh my goodness! Thank you, creature!
Jesus.
I don't know how many advantages that is, but we will figure that out. I think you guys are well over, like, getting close to 15 advantages.
Is that 5
yeah.
more?
It's 5 for each sub.
So that's 15. So we have like 30 advantages.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Congratulations. Have fun keeping track of that.
I'm just gonna assume I always have them at this point.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I will see you guys in a little bit. Yes.
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay. We will see you guys in a little bit. Stick around. I hate to go to a be right back screen in the middle of the Hype Train, but I do have to pee so badly. So we will be right back. I go potty. Achoo. Achoo. Welcome back. Hi
Achoo.
guys. Oh my god, thank you guys so much for that fucking hype train. You guys are crazy. We all have, including DM, we all have over 20 advantages right now. So, I think we're good.
Something tells me they're gonna come in handy at some point.
Oh yeah, don't worry. They will. They definitely will.
I'm scared. I'm shitting my britches.
Moose
I'm
is
not
watching.
wearing britches. I'm shitting my chair.
Okay. So, thank you guys for that freaking hype train. Holy shit. We will start off in the morning as you all have gathered outside of the Lady's Embrace, including Neck, who did not stay there.
Olenia looks really smug. She snagged the bag with Lord Aelin. Aelin?
Aelin. Not Alan.
Lord Aelin!
Lord Alan. Ding, 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 ding.
With Lord Aelin, she snagged the bag. And is sort of, I would imagine she would have written up an official contract with him that night.
Oh yeah, it would have gone through. He probably would have taken it. He's gonna go have his people look at it, and he will have it returned to you within the day.
And she's gonna look Neck over and say, "Well, how was your stay in the tavern?"
It was great. I
Yeah.
kind of bested Som in a sparring match.
Wow. Very good. Well, I'll fill you in. That temple is guarded by a druid, Hadrina. She seems to ward people off from going there. So, perhaps we're careful. Traps and whatnot, as druids do.
Well, let's just make sure we stay on our toes.
I'm better at staying on my back, but I'm sure that I could figure it out.
Same thing, just, you know.
You couldn't even say in frame, you bitch.
That was funny! It was funny, I'm a funny guy!
Like, just like sighs, and it's just like, okay, let's.
Moss is wholly unaffected.
Oh, let's head out.
I'm confused.
So
Anything. Do not listen to more of that.
you all head to where you know the dockyard to be, which isn't actually very far from Elysium Plaza. Talia is not a hard person to pick out. She is a water genasi, and there is a scowl on her face as you all walk up to her. And she stands there in front of you with her arms crossed.
Good morning.
Yeah.
We were wondering if we could secure passage across the lock.
Maybe. Do you have the coin?
He's gonna look to
Yeah.
Aleph.
Right, Larkin sent us, and he said you would help us out.
Oh. Lacken sent you, huh? Thinks I should just
Yeah.
do all him sorts of favors out of the kindness of my heart, does he?
How much is it,
I
darling?
mean, I'll just pay you. I asked him if this would happen. Did he also take you not out on a second date?
As if I would even date him to begin with. Ugh,
I don't know your type.
not
I
him.
don't get it either.
I
don't get it either.
5 gold pieces.
Oh, nothing. And Olenia will easily hand it over.
And if you bring it back damaged, or if you don't come back on time, I'm charging you double.
Okay.
It's fair, honestly.
How much to just buy the boat?
They're not for sale.
That wasn't a joke.
Oh, okay. All right, no problem, Natalia. Thank you very much, darling.
Yeah, and she will have one of her workers direct you to it's like a little dinghy. It's enough to sail you across the lock and back. You guys aren't going up to the bay, so you don't need a bigger boat. And as you are standing on the dock, the worker is sort of preparing the dinghy for you. You hear from behind you, "Oi, Aleph!" A dark-haired man waves to you, Aleph. You recognize this tall, leather-clad figure. He's standing beneath the awning of what appears to be a food stand, looking to have just finished a meal, tossing the wooden skewer into the garbage beside him, the red mantle hanging from his one shoulder, a dead giveaway of who he is. He will sort of walk up to the group and he'll eye everyone. You joining up with a new band? He's kind of joking, but there is also like a hint of worry in his voice.
No, bit of side project, really. For fun. And coin, mostly the coin.
That's what I thought. You got a moment for me to talk to you in private if possible, and he'll like kind of eye the rest of the group.
I'll be a second.
Can I insight to see just like what kind of demeanor, like if this is like friendly awkward or like, because it.
Insight.
Well, he's doing that. Can I try to eavesdrop using stealth to like hide behind something?
You sure can.
16.
He seems very familiar with Aleph. And Aleph, from what you can tell from Aleph, Aleph's a bit of an awkward person. So even though they appear to be kind of familiar with each other, and she's just kind of like a little to begin with anyway. But he seems friendly. He doesn't seem like he means anyone any harm. Well, not you guys at least.
I rolled a 17.
Okay. Aleph, please roll a perception.
Okay.
You said 17?
Mm-hmm.
Can I use my thing? My advantages?
Yeah, use them while you can.
I'm gonna. That's better. I think it was a +1. Yeah. So 16.
Saris goes to start to talk to you, and he looks over, and I imagine Moss is just like crouched behind a crate. He did roll a nat 20, so you don't know what private means, and he'll like kind of wave you off.
That was something on the side of this crate. I was gonna, yes, and he'll walk away.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah, they're tricky.
Once he's made sure that Moss has sort of skedaddled out of earshot. Last we talked, you were heading up to the capital. That hasn't changed, has it?
Nope. Aside from this little detour, no.
That's perfect. I got a package that needs escorting. I'll be around the Flaming Goblet the next few days for you to pick it up and meet me there before you leave town.
Easily done. Are we talking breathing or inanimate?
Inanimate?
Do I need a cart?
Nah. And he'll kind of like hold his hands out like, it's about yay big.
Alright, yeah, no, I can fit that in a backpack. It's no problem.
But yeah, I'll see.
Right, hold on. And I'm just gonna start digging through my pockets, and I'll take out the spoon, and I go, and I hand it to him.
He'll hold the spoon and he'll kind of examine it. It's a nice spoon. I'll stir
Right,
my
that's what I thought.
coffee with it in the morning.
Hey, you might have to stand it down or something, but I think it's alright.
Yeah, I quite like this. This is nice. And he'll kind of pocket it. Don't get yourself killed, and I will hopefully talk to you in the next few days.
I don't make promises.
Yeah,
Except, like, you know what? For you, sure, I'll be alive.
I feel like we've reached that point. And he will kind of awkwardly do like a little, okay, bye, and then like kind of like walk away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like have like a little small smile, just, guy, just right. And I'll come back to the group.
Is this a gentleman caller for you, Aleph?
That guy?
Yeah.
No, he's my boss.
Oh. So, no romantic connection.
I'm gonna tell you this in complete and utter confidence.
Mhm.
I don't think you're gonna get anywhere. At least,
No.
not that I know of.
He doesn't have
Well,
coin
maybe
to
you
spend.
will. What?
I'm surely he's got coin to spend.
Yeah,
He's your
no,
boss.
it's complicated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe for you he'd be alright with it. I've never seen it work.
Hmm. Have you ever tried?
Why would I do that?
Aleph, you do know that you're beautiful, right?
I'm gonna look at like Neck. For some reason he gives me he'd be honest vibes.
Why are you looking at me?
Your opinion?
My wife is beautiful.
Yeah, see?
Everybody else is.
I get the sentiment.
Anyway.
I do have the
go.
little trinkets in my hair now though.
They're very cute. What you've done with your hair.
Thank you.
And she'll sort of like reach up and like sort of fix one so it's a little bit higher.
Yeah, and I'll just yeah. And I'll just go back to the lady. So do you know if we like give a tip? I don't think you do.
Who are you asking?
Talia?
Talia.
Whatever the fuck you want. I don't care.
Does she have a red sash?
Yes.
Did we notice? And if we didn't, because I didn't ask before, that's fine. Did he have a red sash? Her boss?
He has a red mantle. So it's like a half cloak.
Does Aleph have something red on her?
No.
She's a sleeper agent.
Interesting. Okay, never mind. All right. She's going to wait for Moss to help her into the boat. Elenia will.
Oh, he'll offer his hand and do his normal. My lady?
She'll get in and sit and just wait for everybody else to do all of the work.
I
I'll
imagine
get
that
in and be very scared.
I imagine that both Aleph and Neck have a little bit of familiarity. Aleph due to your profession, and Neck due to living in Dunbrig. I imagine that you both have a little bit of familiarity with how to work a boat. It's not that complicated. And you guys set sail using the map that was taken as a guide. You know the general area that you are trying to go to. A few hours into your journey, please make a perception check.
These are never good.
Please use an advantage too if you want to.
Everyone?
I got what's
Everyone,
5
yes.
plus 17?
20.
I got a 16.
That's what I got. 22.
I got a
That's what I got.
23, which was a natural 20.
I got
Okay.
a
I
nat
don't know
20
why.
for 22.
You see a small shape in the distance. I would say you're probably like 3/4 of the way to the temple. You see a small shape in the distance flying through the sky, getting closer and closer to you. As it gets closer, is that a bird? Maybe? And it, whatever it is, it lands on the front of the boat. And at that point, you can see it's a small bird-like mechanism. And it sort of, it lands on the boat and then it like hops sort of as though it thinks that there is more surface in front of it, but it really it's just the drop into the boat. And then it kind of like lands into a heap at your feet. And the grind of metal as the gears turn and twist together, its beady eyes looking at each of you before they settle on Moss. It hops up over to you, Moss, and you note that one of its mechanical legs seems to have been lost, perhaps mid-flight or by some attack from another creature. Recipient identified! Its voice is rather robotic yet childlike. And it appears when it opens its tiny mechanical beak again, another voice comes out, and it's almost frantic. Moss, you recognize this voice. My dearest Moss, they're everywhere. Shadows in the mirror, whispers in the wind. I've glimpsed the threads, son. The threads that bind worlds. She's woven into them, lost in echoes. I will unravel these threads until I find her and hold her in my arms once more. Time slipping away like sands through grasping fingers. I must hurry before there is nothing left. There is a pause. And then the childlike voice returns. Recipient, please acknowledge receipt of message.
As Moss hears the voice, his face goes completely lax and just as pale as you've ever seen anyone. Once the message completes, acknowledged.
Once you have acknowledged that you've received the message, the gears begin to turn once more, and the small device hops up onto the bow of the boat. Its wings spread as a small gust of wind sends it up into the air once more. You can hear the tiny mechanical flaps of its wings as it flies off in the direction that it came from.
Moss will not say anything. And you will see him averting his face from everyone else.
Moss, dear. Are you alright?
Two times in 2 days I've heard voices that I thought I'd never hear again. What is going on?
I don't know. And it's probably the most genuine the other two have seen Alenia react. And she'll sort of put a hand on his shoulder and give him a squeeze. Never mind now. We'll figure this out once this job is done. Right?
Moss turns to look you dead in the eye, and when he does, you see a tear falling down his face.
One single manly tear.
Not manly. He just kind of looks at you for a moment, almost like trying to find the strength, and then kind of shakes his head, rubs it, and you kind of see the color start coming back. To the job.
Good. This will be good for you. And she'll sort of lean back from where she was sitting again and put her hands in her lap as they continue on.
As
can I-
go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I note the direction that the bird came from? Is it in the
west.
direction we're
It came the way that you're going. It came from west.
Okay.
Would Moss know that that's the direction of what he thinks it's probably from? Or would that be in a different direction? Okay.
Yep. The party comes to shore, and I need you guys to make another perception check.
How many advantages can we use on one roll? Just
Just
asking
one.
for a friend.
No, actually, because I made it so you could stack it. So if you wanted to use 2, I would allow 2. So it would be an advantage plus 2.
I rolled a 17,
I'm
so
gonna do that.
plus what's my perception? Plus 5,
22.
so 22.
I also got a 22.
Okay.
17.
Got a nat 20 for a 21.
You Go,
Nice.
girl.
Okay. You guys are sort of on the shoreline, and you are looking around, and you're like, well, it should be around this area, if anything. And it's Aleph that spots rising from the atop the tree line what seems to be the ruins of some sort of building. Probably a couple hundred feet inland.
I will just start going in that direction and keeping an eye on either side of me or around us. If I have to make a roll for that.
No, not yet.
Moss is gonna follow, but normally he's very kind of carefree when walking. At this point, he seems a bit more guarded, and his guard seems like he's trying to protect everyone else.
So as you guys approach, it's like right where the beach meets the forest. The temple's weathered stone facade rises, standing as a sentinel to a forgotten era. The once grand structure bears the weight of time, its walls worn smooth by centuries of wind and wave. Moss and lichen cling tenaciously to the weathered stone, painting the temple in verdant hues that contrast with the muted grays and browns. The entrance, once a majestic archway, now stands half-collapsed, its ornate carvings dulled by time. The air is thick with the scent of mold and decay.
Before anybody approaches further, you're gonna hear like a hiss sound from Alenia, and she's got her hands up to stop anybody.
Moss stops.
Allow me. And Alenia is going to try and check for traps every few feet or so. I'm gonna go ahead and roll. I'm gonna go ahead and use an advantage on this.
Investigation is what you're going to be rolling.
Okay, well, I just rolled a nat 20, so it doesn't matter. I can see through space and time.
So you don't see any traps currently set. But you do note that there are remnants of vines and other sorts of plants that would not be native to this area. They were grown and then they shriveled down and died. Perhaps the remnants of some sort of spell. But no traps currently.
Okay. Just for good measure, you're going to see Alenia take out her dagger and sort of cut at these different remnants of plants. She does not want these to spring to life suddenly. And then sort of beckon the party forward with her finger.
Okay. As you approach the entrance, make a perception check.
I got a 17 total.
Okay.
I got an 18 total.
Okay.
Got a 4. Well,
Okay.
A 5.
Wow.
Aleph noticed she has a belly button.
That-
Hmm.
Guys, seen this?
Sorry, it was a 19.
Okay. None of you notice a figure kind of peek out from behind a tree in the forest in the tree line. Hey! You got to get away from there. And you all turn to look and see a very slight figure of a young woman standing at the edge of the forest, peering out from behind the tree. You can't go in there.
Why not?
She wouldn't like me to say. Told me to stand guard here, make sure no one enters.
Who's she?
She wouldn't like me to say.
Who are you?
I'm Hadrina.
The druid.
And Hadrina is a pretty, if not meek, girl with muddy brown hair and eyes a hesitant amber. She's still like kind of clinging to the tree in front of her as she peeks out. You can't go in there.
Come here, Hadrina.
Why?
Just come here. I like to speak to people face to face.
Are you gonna stab me?
I promise I will not stab you.
Okay, if you stab me, I'm gonna be really mad about it.
I won't stab you, darling.
I
Hey.
might stab you, I'm not gonna lie.
Wait,
No,
I don't
I'm
want
not
to.
gonna
She
stab-
said she was gonna stab me. I
It's-
don't.
No, I'm not gonna. You don't stab me, I'm not gonna stab you.
I don't have anything to
Like, it
stab
goes
you
both
with.
ways.
I wouldn't stab you.
Right, so no stabbing is going to occur. Wonderful. Just come here, darling.
She will very hesitantly and slowly make her way to the group. She was probably about like 50 feet from you guys in the tree line, so.
Once she gets up close enough, Elenia's going to sort of look her over and say, and why don't you go ahead and tell me, darling? I mean, we're probably going to go in here either way. Wouldn't you feel
Yeah.
awful if you didn't warn us what we were going to walk into?
Well, I don't. She didn't tell me exactly what was in here. She just said that I should stand guard and not let anyone in there.
And wouldn't you feel awful if you just didn't tell us who told you that?
Well,
She's trying to be persuasive.
You can roll a persuasion.
It's a 20, dirty 20.
Well, Master Nuala, she said not to let anyone in there.
Who is this Master Nuala?
The most powerful druid in the country. She told me not to let
Okay.
anyone in there. She's gonna be really mad at me, you guys. And then I'll have to cast spells, and I'll have to like do like an entangle or something, and then it's just gonna, and then it just ruins the natural ecosystem because it's an invasive species.
But you don't have to, darling. We're just gonna be in and out very quickly. I just have a lot of curiosities. I actually have been sent on word of Lord Aelin.
But you don't understand. She'll be mad at me.
How will she know?
She'll know.
How mad could she possibly be?
Really mad.
What if
Yeah, well-
we say, you can blame this on me, it's fine. What if I tricked you, right, into letting us go? I bamboozled you.
How would you do that?
I'm quite cunning.
Why do you guys want to come in here anyway? It's just a
I'm-
temple. It's just ruins.
Right. I think that there's something in here, and I'm going to find out. And, Hadrina, you can get in my way or not. I suggest that you don't.
Why do you think there's something in here?
Just
Alright,
a
I'm gonna be
hunch.
honest with the kid. I'm sorry. There was a map, and then there was like a bunch of circles around it, and I'm just making sure that there's nothing terrifying in here so that I don't have to deal with it later on down the line. Because then that's going to be an even bigger problem, and then you're going to have to fill this place with a bigger invasive species, because then there's going to be more people that are going to
Yeah.
come because it's special.
Right, think about that. If we just go in and just make sure nothing's bad in there, we take care of the bad thing, if there is anything bad, and then no invasive species, and then you can only, you can tend to all the other plants that are here. I think that's a great idea. Aleph, genius.
Because it's like, we're here, and you'd hurt us, and then there'd be some invasive species, right? And then we go away, and then more people are gonna come.
Right.
And then the more people come, the more invasive species there's gonna be, you know?
You said there was a map.
Yeah,
Yep.
Just a map? It was
just a
circled
map.
here?
Yeah.
Oh,
It
that's
was.
not good.
Yeah,
I'm telling
exactly. So if we take care of it now, then no map.
we just spread the word, like, oh yeah, this is
No.
nothing over there.
I have to go. She's gonna want to know about this. Don't go in there. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay, you go ahead. You go
You know
tell
what?
her.
If you want to
Promise.
bring her back,
No, promise that you won't go in.
I promise I won't go in.
She'll
I'm
look to
gonna
the rest
look
of you.
I'm gonna look at Olenya. If we're gonna go in, I can't promise that we're not gonna go in.
Bones can't wink,
I can't wink.
but Elenia winked.
Yeah, Elenia's great at winking. Bones not so much.
I can't
We-
make a promise.
Okay,
Moss is
well,
gonna step in front of Aleph. We promise, and he will give a slight bow.
Okay. Oh no, this is bad. She's gonna be
Just
so
go
mad
hurry,
at me.
hurry. She's
Um,
leaving now.
Hadrina's gonna turn and leave, and she casts some sort of spell, and one of the trees at the tree line opens up. And she disappears into it, and it
Oh, I've
Once
heard
she
of
goes
that
through.
spell.
And
I've seen
Elenia
it.
turns around and goes into the temple.
and that is where we will end today's session.
Son of a bitch! We got 20 minutes!
That is where we will end today's session.
You've been told.
Anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out with us. Let's do our little outros. Please tell us about yourself, where we can find you, if we can find you somewhere. Aleph, go ahead. You're muted.
Grr. I hate this. I hate this so much. But hi, I'm Jay, or bye, I guess. You can find me on social medias at the Yellow Cubes, and on Twitch as at the Yellow Cubes with an extra S at the end. And here, that's all the places I really am. I'm usually stalking Bones or in Myriad's bushes, so you can also find me there if you want. Yeah, that's it.
She's
Monia?
in the walls.
Walls,
Ah.
man.
I am Monan. I again mostly just see me here or somewhere randomly around the interwebs playing random TTRPGs. It's much fun. And if anything happens to the little druid, I'm going to riot.
Neck?
Well, that's awkward because Nick really wants to crush her spine. Annoying little kid.
That's Joel. He's here. Bones, go ahead.
Hi, it's me again, LittleBones309, your favorite indie gamer here on Twitch.tv. You can find me all around the web as LittleBones309. I'm over here on Saturdays for D&D, and I'm all over around the web for different TTRPGs with my friends. But you can find me over on my channel playing the newest indie games. Every Wednesday we do a Wishlist Wednesday, so if you want to find your new favorite game, check that out. And we're back to our normal schedule next week. I had a crazy week this week. Back to normal soon. And I'm making a game next year.
Ah!
And that's it.
And I'm Myriad, or Miri. This is my channel, so if you're here, amazing. I don't need to shout myself out. However, I will shout out Darling Creepshow, whose channel we are going to be on, myself and Little Bones, are going to be on tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for a very special Halloween one-shot, where we flip the script on the Dungeon Delvers by being the skeletons in the dungeon. So please make sure to go give Creep a cheeky little follow to tune in for that. And then I will be back here probably Monday. Definitely Monday, probably. Where we will probably be continuing on with one of the games that I've started. Who's to say which one? Not me. I'm just here for the vibes. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for the hype train and the bits and the subs. You guys are so crazy. I am so thankful for each and every one of you for tuning in. This has been a little like fever dream of mine to run for some of my best friends in the world, and it's already so much fun. So I'm having a good time, and I hope everyone else is having a good time.
Having a great time.
It's amazing.
But,
Yeah, boy.
oh yeah,
Boy.
boy.
Careful. Like into that conversation.
Freezing.
So everyone wave goodbye. I will see you guys
Goodbye.
later.
Need Scrax.
Bye. Leave.